Hey, what's happening, YouTube? This is Brian with Renegade Trucking, and this video is going to be all about my decision on what company to go for. And the two main ones that I am focusing on are Prime Inc. and Stevens Transport. So, why am I looking at those, and what exactly is going on? How am I going to make a decision? What's even the point of this video? I'm hoping to get some recommendations from people. Although, at this point in time, I only have 3 subscribers, and I'm pretty sure 2 of them are bots. And the third one's a friend who's not in trucking. So, hopefully over the next 2 weeks, as I'm reaching out to recruiters, I can get some suggestions or recommendations or whatever on here. But, if not, I'm sure this will help someone in the future, or at least the comments section, a year or 2 down the road will be helpful to people. But so real quick, what I'm looking for, I am based out of Florida. However, I do not need to get back to Florida. I will be maintaining a Florida residency through a mail forwarding service, but I am, I don't have anything tying me down here to Florida. My lease is ending on my apartment at the end of December. So once that's done, I have a storage shed with some items in it, but it's not like I really need to get to those at any time, really. So it's not a big deal. Don't need to get back to Florida, but I am going to keep my residence in Florida. So I got that. I want to go reefer. Just because, personally, I think that we are way overdue for a recession, and especially with the way inflation is going right now and everything. I foresee a recession coming shortly, and I would like to be working with refrigerated items during a recession. I just feel like that's going to be the safest thing to be in, that there will be less slowdown, if any at all, in that. And looking to do reefer. My main focus is to be picking a company that has excellent training and a big focus on safety, because I'd like to be doing this long term, and I feel like it's it just makes sense to me that learning how to do everything the right way, it's just something I found in life. When you do things the right way, the safe way, the way it's supposed to be done, in the long run, that ends up being the fastest way and the way that you're going to make the most money. So, my big focus on the first company that I go to, I like to stay there, preferably 12 months. Big thing is I want to make sure that I'm learning how to do everything the right way, the safe way, and get exposure with my mentor to all sorts of different environments that I'm going to be driving in, and throughout my first year on the road with the company that's set up to help me do that. So that's my main focus. Originally was just Prime. I was pretty much dead set on Prime, and then I started hearing a few things about Stevens, read a little bit about that, and I think Prime, I think they call it TNT training. It goes between 30 and 50,000 miles. I think right now from what I understand, they've dropped that down to about 30,000 miles right now. Which awesome. I definitely want to make sure that I'm staying on there. Actually, one guy, Lyle, No Hippie Trucking, I think he said he did 70,000 miles until he felt, he was ready to go. And that's cool if they let you, go until you're ready to, until you feel you're ready to, cut the umbilical cord, if you will, and go out on your own. My main thing, like I said, I want to hit all sorts of different experiences. I'm glad I'll be starting off right in the winter. I'm going to be, starting in January. So I'll get exposure right off the bat to winter driving. I grew up in central Pennsylvania, so I'm used to it in a car. Obviously, it's totally different in a truck. I'm not too concerned about it, but there is some concern there. So I definitely want to be going through my training during winter so that I get exposure to those kind of conditions. But the thing that I really liked about Stevens was I think it's 240 hours that you do in driving, and I like that they had specific, like I think you have to hit all 4 of their regions across the U.S. You have to do a minimum of 2 mountain passes that you're going down, and like intense mountain passes. So I've never driven a heavy vehicle down a mountain pass, so I certainly want to make sure I have exposure to that. And I'm sure that you hit that when you're on Prime doing 30, 40, 50,000 miles, whatever you're doing. I'm sure you get exposure to that. But I like the fact that with Stevens, it's like you have to do it to move on. So there's that. You got to go up and like through the Northeast. I think you have to hit like all 4. So, anyways, you got to do like certain different types of backing and stuff. So, and everything I've seen, even from anyone that has left Stevens, they may not have fantastic things to say about Stevens' pay, etc. But I've not heard one single person say anything negative about their training that they received at Stevens or their mentoring program. So that's pretty cool. The black trucks look pretty cool too. But my main focus is, that first like 12 months, I'd like to stay as a company driver until I get familiar with, comfortable A, driving the vehicle, and then B, obviously learning the business side of it. I want to make sure that I have a handle on it, which I'm a super fast learner, so I'm not super worried about it, but I want to make sure I have a handle on all that before I end up. But the main goal, at this point in time at least, is once I feel comfortable doing that, I'd like to go to Prime and lease at Prime. I think that's the best place for anyone entry level to lease. At least for my situation, I think that would be the best route for me to go to start off, and then probably move into a lease purchase or something like that. But definitely want to start off with like a walk-away lease, and I like that Prime does the revenue share rather than like at Stevens when you do their Alliance lease program. From what I understand, it's mileage based, which doesn't make any sense to me if I'm trying to run a business. Why I'm only going to be, I'm not going to share in a percentage of the revenue. Why am I just going to go for a flat rate? But that's neither here nor there really. So those are the 2 main companies. So why wouldn't I just go with Prime is kind of the main thought. And my main reason for that is that my concern, and I guess I'll find this out as I speak with the recruiter, but please, if anyone out there with Prime or that was going through this can respond to this, I would greatly appreciate it, because I have not really been able to get a set answer so far from people, but haven't really looked too much into it. But if I go reefer as a company driver, I've read that it's like a 99% possibility that I'm going to get thrown into a lightweight truck, which normally I wouldn't really care. I just kind of deal with it, and it's cool that you get paid. I think it's like 5 cents extra per mile. That's pretty cool, but I'm not going to have a place to live or to take any home time or anything, and I just really feel like, I've been living for the past year in a, small room. Okay. So I'm already used to being in tight spaces, and I don't want to lose even more space than what I'm already stuck down to. So, that's really my concern. I guess if I could be in a full size, that would pretty much set me up for Prime, because I also feel the other thing is I feel like it would be more advantageous, probably, since I plan on going to Prime, probably just to be there for the entire time. Just because I'm going to be learning the freight lanes, Prime's freight lanes, and I'm already going to know that when I'm ready to go lease. So when I have an option of what loads I'm going to be taking. I'm already going to know, I'll be familiar with the area that I'm going to, what I'm going to be able to take out of there, if I'm going to be able to get something back out of there. I just feel like that probably will make more sense. So, the more I've kind of weighed on this, initially I was kind of really heavily going with thinking about Stevens, but, on top of that, every single YouTube personality that I've seen that's been with Stevens has left and gone to Prime. Now, granted, pretty much all of them, as far as I can tell, were on the lease program, which, yeah, I totally agree. It doesn't make sense to lease at Stevens. I wouldn't, there's no reason why I would be leasing at Stevens versus Prime. So that totally makes sense. But, as a company driver, my main thing right off the bat, like I said, is focusing on the safety. So anyways, the more that I kind of talk about it, I just think it probably just ends up making more sense to just go with Prime. But I'm also open to any other companies. I took the opportunity to go speak with the placement director at or placement coordinator or whatever at my trucking school, and she had recommended, based on my situation, speaking with Werner and Knight, and granted, her experience, she was a driver for Werner, so it was pretty much, she was really heavily recommending Werner. So, probably a slight conflict of interest there, but Knight was based off of, they've had a couple recent graduates go to Knight, and I've had great feedback from them. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I'm looking to do over-the-road solo. And I'd like to hit all 48 states because I'd like to, I want to kind of, within like 2 years, I'd like to stay over the road for 2 years, save up money, and then, buy some land in a small home, or just put a trailer on the land somewhere that has decided to go. So that's kind of why I want to see the U.S. and see what area I feel like I would most want to call home, at least for the next few years or whatever. So that's kind of what's going on there. That's what I want to end up doing. So yeah, over the road 48 states, solo, doing reefer. And she said basically, with a plan like that. Oh, another thing is, like I said, I don't need to get back to Florida. If I do need to take home time anywhere, that wouldn't be like a hotel or an Airbnb. It would be, with my family. My mom literally has Interstate 80 in her backyard. My family lives right off of Interstate 80, right near where, fairly close to where I-81 intersects with Interstate 80. And so, we're like not even an hour and a half, not even 90 minutes from the Pittston terminal for Prime. So that's yet another reason that Prime would pretty much make sense, because I can just just park at the terminal there and have someone pick me up, up in Pittston. It's not a big deal. So probably heavily focused on Prime, but definitely open to any suggestions that anyone has. And this weekend, I'm planning on hitting up all the different companies that I get recommended to me, and dealing with the recruiters then throughout the next week or two, because I have like in 3.5 weeks. Well, actually, because of Christmas, it'll be about like 4 weeks from today is when I'm going to be graduating. Passing my CDL exam. Then I already got my appointment to go get my license at the driver's license or the tax collector here in Florida. Got that booked for December 29th. So that's the goal. I'm focused on hitting it. If I fail something, I don't like to make plans for that, for failure, because then I feel like you're setting yourself up to fail. But, we'll deal with that if it comes. But, my focus is on, hitting a triple. I think they they call it, where you pass the pre-trip, pass the backing, and then the road test. So I don't like to fail. I'm not going to fail, so I'm going to hit that. But yeah, I would love to see any recommendations that anyone has, or if anyone can speak to Prime versus Stevens. I know there's a ton of Stevens drivers who've gone over to Prime. I'm sure they're going to tell me, oh, don't even bother with Stevens, go to Prime. But I would like an honest answer on, for my situation where I'm planning on, I like to spend 12 months with one company, and then, like I said, the plan right now is to go to Prime, of course, and lease. Of course, plans change, but as of right now, that's kind of what I'm setting as my goal. But yeah, what do you think? Would it make sense to go with Stevens or maybe even some other company as a company driver? For a while, or do I go with Prime, possibly get stuck in a lightweight truck where I want to blow my brains out because I'm living in the thing and I have no space? It would probably force me to go lease way faster. Don't tell the Prime recruiter that, but I'd like to avoid that if at all possible. But I don't know. I think probably, just the more I talk about this, probably just makes sense just to go with Prime and then switch over to lease as soon as I feel comfortable. But I will not, absolutely won't. So don't. I know people are going to suggest that, oh, just go lease right off the bat. But I'm not doing it until I feel comfortable. I'm excited to go lease. That's the whole part of me, being interested in trucking, and so I'm definitely going to go lease. So I also won't entertain people saying, oh, don't go lease, you're gonna get fleeced, or whatever everyone else says. But that's the whole draw to me in going here. I'd like to build, if it's something after, I complete my first lease or whatever, and I feel like, yeah, I can do this. This is something that I feel there's a future in. I definitely want to go on to building a company. So, that's what's drawing me to this. I mean, driving is one part of it, but I'm coming with a business perspective. So I'm not interested in being a company driver for the next 10, 15, 20 years. It's not something I'm going to do, but I don't want to jump into leasing until I feel comfortable with my skills and abilities, and not just from the driving aspect, but also understanding the business, or at least having enough knowledge of the business side to jump in and take that risk when it's time to get there. So love comments, and hopefully I can get enough in the next 2 weeks here or whatever, but I guess we'll see. So thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, and follow my journey, because plan on keeping this updated. I'd like to put out all the helpful information that I wasn't able to find as I'm going through my journey. I'd like to put that info out there, but also probably just end up doing like a vlog of my journeys, just kind of day in the life type ordeal. And because I know as you're researching and wanting to get into trucking, those are pretty cool videos to watch. I love watching like JJ the Trucker and a bunch of other people out there. The line would be a mile long, but start, I don't know, I guess I can feature channels or something like that. I'm not really a YouTube person, but well, holy hell, we're over 19 minutes. So I'm talking everyone's ear off. I gotta go do some Uber Eats deliveries and make some cash, and then start working on my pre-trip. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.